I welcome you all in this online video tutorial. Today, the topic of my discussion is Weizsäcker's semi-empirical mass formula. So, we'll discuss about this semi-empirical mass formula. So, last slides we have talked about the how the binding energy per nucleon uh, it is correlated with the mass number. So in that case, we have got little bit idea about the binding energy of the nucleus, how to calculate binding energy of the nucleus. But here we will be talking about the Weizsäcker in 1935. He based on the results of the experiment, he proposed some empirical mass formula which is being used to find out the binding energy of the nucleus. So and based on the Weizsäcker's, Bohr and Wheeler has proposed a theory that nucleus can be considered as a liquid drop, and the fission nuclear fission, he developed a theory by considering this nucleus as a like a liquid drop, how the nucleus is split up into two smaller fragments, which is in the nuclear fission. So here we'll be talking about the here we are talking about the some consideration before discussing the semi-empirical formula, that nucleus is taken as a nuclei. It is just like a liquid drop, and this liquid drop as a it is a almost like a spherical shape whose radius is r equal to r0 a to the power 1 by 3, where r0 is approximately 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 15 meter, and is the mass number. So, and the nucleus is considered to be a drop, which is the it is like a incompressible fluid of high density, and it has the high density of almost 10 to the power 17 kg per meter cube. So this is the consideration that we'll consider these two things in discussing the semi-empirical mass formula. So the first thing that when we find out the binding energy, so what do we do that the mass of the neutral atom, so what do we find out this Z m a, which is equal to ZMP plus, this is the mass of the proton into number of the protons, then A minus Z into Mn, mass of the neutron, and plus ZMe minus EB, binding energy. Or this is written as ZMP plus E minus Z, that is NMN, and this also E minus ZMN, and minus EB. So where EB is the considered to be the binding energy, and this binding energy, this is the mass of a neutral atom. This is the mass of a neutral atom whose nucleus contains Z number of the protons and E minus Z number of the neutrons. So this binding energy, it consists of the several terms. So this Weizsäcker in 1935 he obtained a formula known as semi-empirical mass formula, because from this mass we can find out binding energy, and from binding energy we can find out the mass. So here we will find out the series of terms that this EB had. So firstly we have this volume binding energy, and this volume binding energy, that is we are considering the BV. This is that every nucleus have the proton and neutron, and this proton and neutron are held together by the short range and attractive force. Short range and attractive force. This is inside the nucleus. Proton and neutron, they have the short range and attractive forces, and these forces reduces the mass of the nucleus. So reduces the mass of the nucleus below that of its constituents, and by an amount that is proportional to the number of the nucleons. So the we can write down this EV equal to, or BV, which is equal to AV into A. We can write down this EV. Let us take EV. So here we write down EV equal to AV into A. So AV is a proportionality constant. AV is a constant, and this constant, whose value is 14 million electron volt per nucleon. So this is the volume binding energy. This volume binding energy, this we are talking in terms of the proton and neutrons are inside the nucleus, and the attractive force which took place between the proton and neutrons, which is the short range. So therefore, this binding energy, volume binding energy, it is directly proportional to the nucleons, and that is equal to EV equal to AV into A. Then we have the surface binding energy. Surface binding energy, and this surface binding energy, it is represented ES. And the surface binding energy, since the nucleus is finite, so some nucleons are nearer to the surface, so that they interact with the few nucleons. So we are talking about the nucleons which are on the surface. If you talk about the nucleons on the surface and nucleons at the interior, so the nucleons, some nucleons are nearer to the surface, so that they interact with the few nucleons. Thus the binding energy EV is reduced, ES, it is reduced by an amount proportional to the surface area of the nucleus. So surface area of the nucleus of radius r. So how to calculate the surface energy of this surface energy of this nucleus? So we calculate that the surface energy equal to, it is equal to nucleons exposed to the surface, and nucleons exposed to the surface equal to, as we use the formula, R equal to R0 a to the power 1 by 3. So nucleus exposed to the surface equal to 4 pi r square. So 4 pi r square means it is R0 square and a to the power 2 by 3 divided by the area of the sphere, that is equal to pi r square, pi r0 square. So it get cancelled. So we are getting 4 a to the power 2 by 3, and that is our surface energy. And surface energy, it is very analogous to the surface tension. So we can write down ES equal to minus a constant and a to the power 2 by 3. This is how we get a to the power 2 by 3, where ES equal to, this is a constant, its value is 13 million electron volt per nucleon. So this is about the surface binding energy. Now we are coming to the Coulomb binding energy. So number 3, it is the Coulomb binding energy. Coulomb binding energy, and that is we writing EC. This Coulomb binding energy, this is the only long range force in the nuclei is the Coulomb repulsion between the protons. So there are the protons and the neutrons. So among the protons there will be repulsion. Neutron has no charge, so there will be repulsive force. So that repulsive force, it's calculated, this EC, this repulsive Coulomb energy, which is equal to minus 3 by 5 Z square by r, and this is minus 3 by 5 z square, this is z square by r. So z square r equal to r0 a to the power 1 by 3, or this is 3 by 4, this we can take a constant, so it is ac, and a to the power ac divided by a to the power 1 by 3. So this is repulsive, so therefore we get this expression that Coulomb energy EC equal to EC, or you can say Z square, sorry, this is minus AC Z square divided by a to the power 1 by 3, where AC is a constant. Again AC, this Coulomb constant, that is equal to 0.60 MeV. Number 4, then we will come to the asymmetry energy. Asymmetry energy that is EA, asymmetry energy. So it is seen that when you go to the heavy nuclei, then the number of neutrons are always greater than the number of protons. So for the light nuclei, this is for the heavy nuclei. But for the light nuclei, n equal to z, number of protons equal to number of the neutrons. So it is essential to add more neutrons to provide the stability, to the nuclei against the Coulomb repulsion due to the large number of the protons in the heavy nuclei. So this is a quantum mechanical phenomena, because all the nuclear energy levels it is filled up. So the fraction of the nuclear volume affected per nucleon, fraction of nuclear volume affected per nucleon, that is equal to n minus z by a. So the total deficit in binding energy will be proportional to total deficit in binding energy will be proportional to n minus z square divided by a. And the asymmetry energy EA equal to minus AA constant and n minus z square divided by a, and this is equal to minus a and n minus z, that could be written as a minus 2z square divided by a. So where a is a constant and the value of a equal to 19 MeV. So this is the asymmetry energy. Next we are coming to the pairing energy. So the pairing energy, so the nuclei with the even number of the protons and the neutrons, they are the most abundant. Even number of the protons and even number of the neutrons. So nuclei with odd number of both neutrons and protons are the least stable, while the nuclei for which either proton and neutron number is odd, that is in the intermediate in the stability, that we have discussed. So in that case, what we do, EP, pairing energy, which is equal to 0, and pairing energy which is equal to AP by a to the power 3 by 4, and EP equal to minus AP by a to the power 3 by 4. This 0, it is for mass number odd, and Z even, N odd, or it may be Z odd and N even. It is pairing energy 0. but AP by a to the power 3 by 4 for A even, this is for A even, and Z even, N even, Z even, N even, or Z odd, Z even, N even, or Z even and N even. So, and this minus AP by a to the power 3 for A even and Z odd and N odd. And the value of the AP, which is equal to plus minus 33.5 MeV. So therefore, we can write down the semi-empirical mass formula M Z A. Z is the mass, Z is the number of the protons, A is the mass number, so which is equal to ZmH, number of the protons in the mass of the hydrogen atom, plus A minus Zmn minus AV or EV into A plus ES into A to the power 2 by 3, that the surface, this is the volume energy, volume binding energy, this is the surface binding energy, plus, or I have written this is AV, this is AS, and then volume surface, then it is Coulomb, so it is AC, and then it is Z square divided by A to the power 1 by 3. Then we have the pairing, that is A, and then it is A minus 2Z square divided by A plus minus plus AP A to the power minus 3 by 4. So this is our semi-empirical mass formula proposed by the Weizsäcker. So all the constant value I have written AV, AS, AC, AA, and plus minus AP. So using this formula, we can have a better calculation to find out the mass of an element, mass number of the element, or we can find out the binding energy also. If we know the mass, we can have the we can calculate binding energy, or if we know the binding energy, we can have the calculate the mass by putting this different value of the constant. This is the constant for the volume binding energy, surface, this is Coulomb, AC it is the Coulomb, E it is the asymmetry, and plus minus AP, that is the pairing energy. In the next class we will discuss how it is being plotted, that is average binding energy per nucleon with the mass number, with all these terms, how it is being plotted in the graph. Thank you.